did you want to become a Catholic?
I had no religious yearnings or needs of any sort, but I was quite aware of the claims of the church, and I wanted to know whether the claims were valid. You see, I was studying the effects of the church in literature, in history, in society.
That's when?
Well, when I was a student, when I was at college, I could see this.
I always did it too. I always did it.
But anyway, when you study,
So how did it happen?
I studied the effects. I became aware that the church had an enormous effect in shaping Western men. I became aware of what the church claimed to be. Now, I had no religious belief at that time at all. I was an agnostic. But I finally decided that if the church is what it says it is, you are also told how to test that hypothesis. And you're told to knock and knock and knock and demand to be shown. That if it is what it says it is, it also says that you will be given the means of knowing. That these are obtainable upon demand. But you have to demand and demand and demand. And so I did. And that went on for some years, maybe 3 or 4 years.
As a student of literature and the arts, I became aware of the enormous role that the church had played in underpinning these great human activities over the centuries. I was aware that the church had always been on the side of art and intellect, and that the effects of the church, therefore, were everywhere for men to see and admire, but the causes remained hidden. And as an approach to the causes, I became curious to know what one had to do. And having, as it were, surveyed the world of conventional, historical, apologetic argumentation and so on for many sides, I became aware that if you're really going to test the reality of the church, you had to test it on its own ground. And the church, as a ground, demands that we approach it by prayer. And I simply decided to meet that need of prayer as an approach to the church, and simply to ask, show me, is it true? Just show me. And the evidence came unexpectedly and from many quarters, and unmistakably, and I think that it might be a rather interesting scientific experiment for any non-believer, as they're called, to simply get down on his knees for a few hours every week and demand that he be shown the reality of this unknown thing. And it doesn't depend, as anybody will soon discover, it does not depend upon concepts, theories, ideas. It is a thing with a life that is available to all who want to share in that life, but it must be demanded. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. But you have to knock, and you have to knock pretty hard.